Good morning, dear students. In the previous lecture, we have seen basics related to the circuit theory or network theory. But in this lecture, we are going to discuss about PN junction diode. PN junction diode. PN junction diode. PN junction diode. So before we discussing about this PN junction diode, I want to know some applications related to the PN junction diode. So it is used in the first application I know is it is used in rectifier circuits. So it is used in clipper circuits, clampers, switch is used in switch in digital circuits. Like this PN junction diode has so many applications. We have only this type of applications, but in practical, so many applications also there. In logic families, we will see how the detailed diode transistor logic, how the TTL logic, we will see later. But for the sake of PN junction diode, you have to remember this. PN junction diode is used in rectifier. It is also used in clipper circuit and clamper circuit, and it is also used as a switch in digital circuits. So coming to this PN junction diode, why we are going for this PN junction diode is already while we are discussing semiconductor basics, we have seen that the semiconductors have some controllable property, that is nothing but a electron flow, the controlling of the electron flow. So coming to the PN junction diode means to make the or to prepare the PN junction diode, first we should consider the semiconductor bar. Whether semiconductor bar may be silicon or germanium, it may be silicon or germanium. So I am considering silicon here. So what we have to do is dope this part uniformly with half portion with p-type or trivalent impurity, and remaining part with remaining half with pentavalent impurity. I am doping one portion with p-type impurity, and I am doping some portion with pentavalent impurity. So when I am saying this pentavalent impurity, this material acts as a n-type semiconductor. As I am saying this trivalent impurity, this portion is acts as a p-type semiconductor. This is a trivalent impurity, and this is a pentavalent impurity. When I add this pentavalent impurity to the pure silicon, it will act as a n-type semiconductor. This portion, whatever the half portion we are doing, this portion is acts as a n-type semiconductor, and this portion is acts as a, when we are adding trivalent impurity to the pure semiconductor, this portion is acts as a p-type semiconductor. So as we have seen in the basics of the semiconductor physics, so already we know structure of the P and structure of the N. So again we have to see here. So this is P and this is N. If you see the structure of the p-type and n-type semiconductor, this p-type has some negative ion and hole. So many, that's why negative ion and holes are there. But n-type semiconductor, some positive ion and electron is there. So at the junction, what happens is, this is a positive ion and this is a negative ion. This is a positive ion and this is a negative ion. So if you consider another one more atom here, this is also one more atom here. This is positive ion and negative ion. So here majority carriers are in p-type semiconductor. Majority carriers are holes, and minority electrons. And similarly here majority electrons and minority holes. So while we are discussing the semiconductor physics, we have seen diffusion current. So concentration gradient here, this portion is acts as a p-type semiconductor, and this portion is acts as a n-type semiconductor. While after formation of this junction or after adding this p-type or the trivalent impurity and pentavalent impurity to the pure semiconductor, what happens is in the material formation time, so these holes will try to move from here to here and electrons will try to move from here to here. So at the junction, what happens is here actually one electron is there, here one hole is there, but due to this very small distance, this electron can cross the junction and recombine with this hole, and similarly here also one electron should be there, but due to this very small distance, this electron, due to this attraction, this electron will recombine with the hole, and similarly here some junction will be formed. This junction is called depletion region. This junction is called depletion region, and this due to this depletion region, some positive ion and negative immovable ions are there. Due to this, what happens is some electric field will be developed. How this electric field is developed means, so if you see this north magnetic fields or magnets, when two magnets are coupled or two magnets are close together, what happens, there may be some attraction between them, but we cannot see, but we can feel how the south pole and north pole of the magnets are attracted. Here also, due to this positive and negative terminal, some electric field will be developed or some force will be developed. That type of force will be in the form of electric field. Wherever the electric field is there, some voltage will be developed, because E is equals to V by R, V by L, and V is equals to E into L. That's why some potential difference will be developed in this region. So the point to be remembered for the open circuited, this is the construction of the PN junction. So the first topic is open circuited PN junction. The open circuited PN junction is nothing but unbiased condition. Unbiased condition is without applying any voltages to the PN junction. When we are forming the PN junction diode, when we are making the PN junction diode, after adding the p-type and n-type impurities, this is a structure. This is nothing but a open circuited condition. So the points to be remembered for the open circuited condition is, without applying any voltage or no biasing is applied to the PN junction diode, then it is said to be open circuited condition. In the open circuited condition, what happens you will see. So due to the gradient in concentration, that is holes here, I am assuming that 1000 holes are there. 1000 holes, here 10 holes, 10 electrons and 10 electrons and 1000 electrons. This is n-type semiconductor and this is a p-type semiconductor. So due to the gradient in concentration, gradient is nothing but a change. Here 1000 holes are there, here 10 holes are there. Due to the external temperature, these holes can move from here to here, and this electron can move from here to here. Before recombination, some current will be flowing. That type of current is called diffusion current. That type of current is called diffusion current. So after formation of the junction, due to the applied electric field, always you should remember that electric field, I am denoting this electric field. When the electric field is in this direction, this supports the holes to move from here to here. It supports the holes to move in the same direction, but it supports the electrons to move in the opposite direction. So just apply this concept here also. Here electric field is developed. When the electric field was formed or developed, whatever the minority carriers electrons, whatever the minority carriers holes and whatever the minority carriers electrons, just now I told you, this electric field supports always to move in electrons to move in the opposite direction and holes to move in the same direction. Means here electric field is in the N2 field side, means whatever the electrons are present, these electrons move opposite to this direction, means some current will be flowing, and holes also move in the same direction, means some holes are there, 10 holes are there, here 10 electrons are there. These 10 electrons move towards this side and 10 electrons move towards this side. So this current is said to be drift current. While we are discussing that drift and diffusion current, we have seen that whenever this p-type and whenever this diffusion and drift current is there, drift current is nothing but a current flowing through the device when we are applying some external voltage. Whereas in the diffusion current, due to concentration gradient, if current flows through the device, that is said to be diffusion current, we have seen. Here, after formation of the electric field, some current is flowing. That current is said to be drift current. And before recombination, some current is flowing through the diode. That current is said to be diffusion current. So, in the open circuited condition, the note point you have to remember for this is note. In the open circuited PN junction, in the open circuited PN junction, in the open circuited PN junction, so before recombination, before formation of the depletion region, simply before formation of a depletion region, diffusion current flows through the diode. Diffusion current flows through the diode. Diffusion current flows through the diode. So this current is directed from P to N side. This current is directed from P to N side. But second point you have to remember is, after formation of the depletion region, I am writing here, after formation of the depletion region, some electric field will be developed. Some electric field will be developed. Due to this, drift current flows through the semiconductor, or drift current flows through the diode. So the drift current direction is, this current direction is N to P side. This current direction is P to N side, and this current direction is N to P side. So in the open circuited condition, both drift current and diffusion current are equal and opposite. That's why the current flowing through the open circuited condition is zero. So note, another note point you have to remember is, in open circuited condition, open circuited PN junction, the current flowing through the diode is zero. The current flowing through the diode is zero. So this point you have to remember for this introduction. This is nothing but a open circuited condition. Now we are going for, still I did not apply any voltage to this PN junction diode. Now I am going to apply biasing. What happens to the biasing? Why we are applying biasing means, for example, I am making some duster here. After making a duster, we should use this duster in the application. While we are using, what we have to do? We have to rub the board. Then whether the duster is roughing the board or not, we have to see. Like this, after making a PN junction diode, when we are applying some current or voltage to the PN junction diode, whether it is working or not, we have to check. That's why for that purpose I am going for biasing. So PN junction can be operated in two modes. One is forward biasing and second one is reverse biasing. What is meant by forward biasing and what is meant by reverse biasing? Now we are going to see. So forward biasing or biasing. First of all, I am saying definition here. I am defining biasing. Biasing is nothing but applying proper voltages or currents to a PN junction diode such that it will be operated in desired region or it will be operated in required region. So biasing is nothing but applying proper voltages. Applying proper voltage to a PN junction. Applying proper voltage to a PN junction such that it will be operated in required region. It will be operated in desired region. It will be operated in desired region. Desired is nothing but a required region. So based on the biasing, it is of two types of biasing. Biasing is of two types again. Biasing is of two types. Biasing is of two types. One is forward biasing. One is forward biasing, and second one is reverse biasing. One is forward biasing and second one is reverse biasing. So now we will see what is meant by forward biasing and what is meant by reverse biasing. So forward biasing, put the heading as forward biasing. Forward biasing. Forward biasing. Forward biasing. So already we have seen the open circuited structure. Again I am going to draw here. This is p-type semiconductor and this is n-type semiconductor. And this p-type has some negative ion and hole, some negative ion and hole, negative ion hole, negative ion hole. This n-type has some positive and negative, positive and electron. This positive ion and electron. This positive ion electron, positive ion electron. So if this region, this is a negative ion and this is a positive ion, positive ion, negative ion, positive ion, negative ion. This direction of this electric field is into p side. So forward biasing means if applied voltage is greater than or anode voltage is greater than cathode voltage, anode voltage is greater than cathode voltage, we can define two or three ways this forward biasing is. So first definition is if anode voltage is greater than cathode voltage, then we can say the diode will be connected in forward bias. ORR, the positive terminal of the battery is connected to p type and negative terminal is connected to n type, then we can say the diode will be connected in forward bias. So the applied electric field direction will be always the electric field direction will be positive to negative side only. So this is electric field direction, this is positive to negative, and this is N to P side and this is P to N side. So due to this electric field some potential will be developed. I am denoting this potential as a V. Initially if V is equals to 0, what happens? If V is equals to 0 means no external force is there on p-type as well as n-type semiconductor, and whatever the open circuited condition is there, whatever the operation of the open circuited condition, in the V equal 0 condition also same operation, there is no change. So when I increase the V is equals to 0.1, what happens? When I increase the 0.2 volt and V is equals to 0.3 volts, what happens? We'll see. So here this is a negative terminal and this is a positive terminal. When I apply negative terminal to the n-type semiconductor, these holes, whatever the holes, electrons are there in the n-type semiconductor, these electrons gets repelled by this negative terminal, and at the same time this positive terminal is applied here and this is a negative terminal. So this positive terminal, what this positive terminal will do is, to understand this concept I am taking this, due to this positive terminal these electrons may attracted, this positive terminal attract this electron and this negative terminal repels this electron. This negative terminal repels this electron present in the n-type semiconductor, and at the same time positive terminal present in the p-type semiconductor attract this electron, such that due to this force, when I increase the voltage, this force will be increases. What happens? These electrons will jump from here to here and here to here and here to here, like this process is going on. And if I increase the voltage like 0.3, 0.4, 0.5, like when I increase the voltage, at particular voltage, almost all these electrons, the depletion region which will be 0. When this depletion region which will be 0, almost this whole scale move from here to here and electrons can move from here to here. This is electrons and this is holes. So here we define one voltage. That voltage is cut-in voltage here. Cut-in voltage or built-in voltage. What we mean by cut-in voltage means it is the voltage. It is the voltage above which maximum current flows through the diode and below which no current flows through the diode. That means I am applying 0.1, 0.2. When I increase the voltage here, at a particular voltage, almost all the depletion region width will be 0. When this depletion region width will be 0, holes can cross the junction and electrons can cross the junction. When the holes and electrons can cross the junction, the current flowing will be maximum. So when we see the forward bias characteristics, this is a forward voltage or VF. We can represent this is a VF also, forward voltage, and this is a forward current. So at 0 voltage, no current flows through the diode. At 0.1, no current. 0.2, 0.3. At this voltage, what happens? At 0.3 volts, maximum current flows through the diode. This is for V is equals to 0.3 volts for germanium. If I consider this PN junction as a silicon, here I am considered in the starting onwards, I consider this is a silicon. That's why V is equals to 0.7 volts per silicon. So that means after 0.7 volts only the current will flow through the diode. Which means when I am making this pure semiconductor, while considering the semiconductor, I consider the silicon as a example. That's why for the silicon, current flowing through the diode at 0.7 volt only. If it is a germanium diode, the current flowing through the diode at 0.3 only. This voltage is said to be cut-in voltage. So now you see the definition. This is the voltage. This is the voltage below which no current flows through the diode. Below which no current flows through the diode. Below which no current flows through the diode, and above which maximum current flows through the diode, and above which maximum current flows through the diode. Above which maximum current flows through the diode. Maximum current flows through the diode. Which means if you observe the graph here, so up to 0.3 volts, no current. Current axis, in the x-axis, the current value will be 0. When it reaching at 0.3 volts, like 0.301 or 0.31, the current will be increased like this. And if it is a silicon diode, up to 0.7 volts, no current. After reaching 0.7 volts, maximum current reaching to the diode, flowing to the diode. That's what this is a voltage, cut-in voltage of the cut-in voltage. So it is for 0.3 volt for germanium and 0.7 volt for silicon. That's what this is a forward bias characteristic. And if you remember, one more important equation is there. The diode current is equals to IF is equals to I naught into e power Vf divided by eta Vt minus 1. This is the diode equation or forward current equation. This is very important. This is popular also. So if you see here, so for example, this I naught is a very small amount of current. This current is said to be reverse saturation current. We can neglect this also. But IF is equals to I naught into e power Vf minus Vf by eta Vt means here Vf is nothing but a forward voltage here. I am writing here. This Vf is nothing but a forward voltage. This Vf is nothing but a forward voltage, and eta is nothing but a ideality factor. And Vt is nothing but a thermal voltage. Vt is nothing but a thermal voltage. If you see here, IF is equals to I naught into e power Vf by eta Vt means this forward current will be exponentially increased. That's why I have drawn this graph as exponential way. If I increase the Vf, e power something value will be increased in the exponential order. Okay. So that's what you have to remember. This is the diode equation or diode constant. If anybody asks you, write the diode equation means or diode current equation means, you have to like this. IF is equals to I naught into e power Vf by eta Vt minus 1. That's what we have to remember. And can you draw the forward characteristics? You have to draw like this. Can you connect the diode in forward bias means you have to connect like this. So if you don't want to connect this entire construction, you can connect like this also. So we know already PN junction diode symbol. This arrow mark represents the direction of the current. So this anode is connected with positive terminal and cathode is connected with negative terminal. This is the connection you have to see. You have to show. Not you have to see, you have to show. If anybody asks you what is the forward bias connection, can you say means you can draw like this. Can you draw the VI characteristics of the current forward bias means you have to draw like this. What does this mean? This is a cut-in voltage. What is mean by cut-in voltage means below which no current flows through the diode and above which maximum current flows through the diode. That's what we can name this as a cut-in. Or this is also called threshold voltage, or this is also called some pinch-off voltage. Sometimes like this, different names is there. But most probably the most popular name is cut-in voltage. So next, in the forward bias condition, how it is acts as a means, in the forward bias condition, it acts as a short circuit. Application for this forward bias is, in the forward bias condition, ideally in the forward bias condition, it acts as a closed switch. It acts as a closed switch. That's what you have to remember. Okay, this current diode equation is very important, and this VI characteristics are important. And the current flowing through in the forward bias condition, what is the current flowing through the PN junction diode means? Don't say it's a drift current. Though I am applying the drift current, this voltage will be applied while I am applying this voltage is in order to nullify this depletion region. After nullifying this depletion region without affecting, because if you see here, I am increasing the voltage up to 0.3 volt only. After reaching 0.3 volt, maximum current increases means here I am not applying, I am increasing just a very small amount of current. This will not affect that much of current. This is because of only diffusion, because of gradient only current will flow. That's why in the forward bias condition, another important point you have to remember is the current flowing through the forward bias condition is diffusion current. That's what you have to remember. That's more than enough for you for in the forward bias condition. Coming to the reverse bias condition. Reverse bias condition. Reverse bias condition. When we say reverse bias, when the diode is said to be reverse bias, the diode is connected in reverse bias means anode voltage is less than cathode voltage. Anode voltage is less than cathode voltage means, so I am putting it as a reverse bias. Reverse bias. So if anode voltage is less than cathode voltage, if anode voltage is less than cathode voltage, then the diode is connected in a reverse bias. Then the diode is connected in reverse bias. So if you see the diagram, this is p-type and this is n-type impurity. So already we have seen this is a negative ion and hole. Negative ion hole. This is a positive ion and electron. Positive ion and electron. Now some depletion region is there. This is a positive ion and negative ion. Some positive ion and negative ion. Positive ion and negative ion. So when I connect this in reverse bias condition means anode voltage is less than cathode voltage means this is nothing but a anode and this is nothing but a cathode. If anode voltage is less than cathode voltage means n-type is connected with the positive terminal and p-type is connected with the negative terminal. The electric field direction is always positive to negative. Here this electric field is n to p side only. So another important point you have to remember is this applied external voltage. This will be represented with VR, reverse voltage. So this VR and this inbuilt electric field both are in same direction. That's why if initially VR is equal to 0, initially Vr is equal to 0 volts. There is no change. Whatever the open circuit operation is there, only same operation. If I increase this voltage to 0.1 volt, 0.2 volt, 0.3 volt, same exactly opposite operation is going here. Here I am applying some positive terminal, here I am applying some negative terminal. What happens is, this positive terminal attracts this electron. This positive terminal attracts this electrons, and this negative terminal attracts this holes. To understand this concept, we cannot say like that. So this negative terminal, whatever the negative terminal, supplies electrons to recombine, which means when one electron is supplying by this terminal, it will recombine with this electron hole, and this hole is supplied here. This hole is shifted here. When this positive terminal attracts one electron, this electron is shifted here. So similarly, when I increase the voltage, then this depletion region is increases. What happens? This hole is moved towards this side, and this electron is moved towards this side. This hole is moved towards this side, and this electron is moved towards this side. Which means indirectly, this positive ion attracts this electron and give to this negative terminal. These electrons recombine this hole, and